Good morning. I've already uploaded a vlog today, but I wanted to do another clean with me video. I know I've done one of these, I believe like a few times in the past, but today I do have some cleaning to do. We have been slacking recently. You guys know Beebs and I were both sick for about a week. So we obviously were slacking a lot then, and things just got out of control. We did do some cleaning yesterday evening, I should say. Beebs helped me with the dishes. I wiped down the counter. Beebs took the trash out. Our apartment does valet trash, so we just put it outside our door and they come get it. And then Beebs swept the living room area because there was just dog toy bits everywhere. Obviously, Indy's hair always ends up everywhere as well. My mom in the background, love her. But today I'm going to start with our closet because it is a fucking mess. You can hear the dogs coming in here to follow me. But the floor is a disaster. I have to organize this situation. I like to go through and take out all the loose hangers from in between everything. And I either put them over there or right here in this corner. Obviously, I'll also take the loose hangers from this section. This stuff is mostly Beebs, shirts and things, but I'm going to separate all of my stuff out and put it on this side. And then I mostly just like to hang like long stuff over here. My cute little faja that my sister gave me. I'm obviously can put the hoodies over there with the rest of my hoodies, but this is what we're working with. So I'm going to work on up here first, and then I'll move to the floor and put everything away from there. That way I'm not like overwhelming myself with hanging shit up in a disaster of a rack. So we're going to start with that. So first I'm going to, you guys can see all the loose hangers in between. I'm just going to slowly move them over. I try to grab handfuls at a time. I accidentally grabbed a tank top, but just hang these up over here like I mentioned. I go through like end to end and just put everything over here. So I'm going to finish this section and then we'll move over here. So I ended up doing both top racks off camera, but I put all the hangers that were loose over here. Now I'm going to go through Beeb's section. As you can tell, there was way more loose ones than I thought there were. I didn't realize how many hangers we actually had. And as you can tell, there is a bunch on the fucking floor. So we're going to work on Beeb's section. I also pushed all of my shit over because it wasn't all the way full like before that divider right there. So yeah, we're going to do Beeb's section of loose hangers, and then I'm going to move on to the floor. I also do have to clean the shelves as well because they're becoming an issue. So I went ahead and removed all of the extra hangers on Beebs's rack as well. And then I removed all of my stuff and ended up just putting it over there. And all of that is like my longer stuff, and I just put the ends of everything on the shelf so it doesn't look messy. Then I just left Beeb's shirts and jackets over here. I'm also going to move this dress that I wore to one of our friends' wedding. I got that dress at Ross, by the way. Okay, I have to take my cardigan off. I'm already sweating. I'm also going to open the door so the dogs can run in and out. This good girl came to join me. She was waiting right outside of the door. All right, now I'm going to go through this floor and get all of the hangers out of that mess as well. I would film this, but it'll be an extremely long video, so I'm just going to film like sections of it as I work my way through. I can't do time lapse because, like I said before, I don't have editing software, so I'm going to set you guys up somewhere and I will film as I go. I'm losing my mind at how many hangers are just laying around. Like, I don't think anybody needs that many hangers. I want you guys to remember that I'm doing all of this with cramps. So I'm just putting all the clothes that need to be rehung or moved to the dirty clothes or put away or whatever to this pile so I can see better what I'm dealing with. Okay, we're gonna take a quick intermission to open the window a little bit because I'm dying. I also have to turn the heat off. By the way, it is snowing. It snowed last night as well. Told you guys in the vlog I uploaded this morning. But yeah, today's snow is very, very fine. It looks like glitter floating through the sky almost. It's pretty cool. We're just gonna quickly, you guys can't even see it. We're gonna quickly turn this to the fan and back into the disaster we call a closet. Okay, I'm just gonna move the rest of the hangers. Look at that, that's fucking ridiculous. Okay, I'm finding stuff that's on hangers already on the floor. So really quickly, I'm just gonna hang these up where they belong, just so I don't overwhelm myself at the end. I'm just gonna I try to like organize it, semi-organize it at least, but it doesn't always stay that way, which is fine. As long as everything's hung up, I really don't give a fuck what it looks like. So yeah, we're gonna slowly do that. If you guys didn't know, with a pacemaker, I have to stay away from magnets. It's just one of the regulations of having a pacemaker. I can't use weighted vests, I can't use weighted blankets, unless I like custom order a sand-filled one. Anyway, I don't know if Beeb's rock climbing gear has magnets in it, but I'm gonna avoid it just to be safe. So if I'm holding it like a dirty diaper, that would be why. Same with like the Camelback, like hydration backpacks. Those have magnets in them. It's just part of how it is put together. So I have to stay away from those as well. I never thought magnets would be a fear of mine, but unfortunately, that's how my life is now. So it's been about 10 minutes. I ended up throwing this whole pile of loose clothes that I showed you into the dirty clothes because at this point, everything's been on the floor for so long that I don't really know what's clean or what's dirty. So it's now all in that basket. I think I've mentioned before that right now all of my purses and bags and like wallets are in here. Obviously they're scattered around. So I'm gonna gather all of those. That includes the ones on the coat closet in the living room. And I'm going to put them in that box. So yeah, we're going to gather all of these because I have a purse addiction, including this makeup bag, which I've literally had since I was like probably 12. I also kept all of this packaging from my gift from Rochelle. So I'm going to put that in this closet with the rest of the spare gift bags and wrapping paper. As you can see, this closet is a fucking collect-all, but I'm just gonna chuck it back there like an absolute lazy person. The cold air feels so good. Ruby keeps bothering me though, so I'm shutting the door. It always slams like that when I have the window open. So as you can see now, I'm pretty much left with all of my clogging metals that I showed you guys in, I believe, the New Year's Eve vlog that Beebs was in. I'm just gonna throw those in that bog bag. Beebs got this massager from work. His dresser is a mess, but yeah. Okay, so I found a couple more hangers. So I'm going to add those to the surplus of loose hangers that I have collected so far. Holy shit, I'm sweating. Okay, now I'm going to go through the floor and pick up all the junk and whatever's left on the floor, and then I'm going to vacuum in here. So I have a not so funny story for you guys that I would like to share. When I had my heart attack last January, you guys know I was working. I believe I've said that before. Don't mind the literal jets flying outside. We live like pretty close to an Air Force base. Anyway, when I had my heart attack that night at my job, this is the belt I was wearing, and this is the only thing they didn't cut off of me. So I kept this because memories, I guess. And that belt was actually given to me by my dad about a week before my heart attack happened, by the way. Both doggos have joined me in the bedroom. But, ta-da! The floor of the closet is clean. I'll deal with these little shits later. Those are all of my non-crease hair ties. This is what it's looking like. I moved my box of purses over there, and I'm probably going to squeeze it in that little space on top of that tote that you see right there. And that requires lifting, so I'm not going to humiliate myself by filming that. Alright, so what I did was I moved my shoes and I put the box in the middle of purses and then my shoes up top just so everything's easily accessible. And then I'm going to find a hidden place for the bog bag, probably in that corner, and then I'll put Beeb's backpack up here. That's just the backpack he takes with us when we go places. And then I'm going to throw that over there just so it's out of the way. And Beeb's shoes avalanched. They took a suicide jump. Okay, now that the floor is clean, that's what I like to see, I'm going to move on to the shelves. Now, most of the clothes you see on the shelves are clean, so I'm going to move them to the floor that I just cleaned. Trust me, trust the process. I'm going to clean off the shelves and then I'm going to hang up everything that I moved to the floor. So I'm going to rip everything down. These are slippers that my stepmom got me. They can go with my shoes. I'm going to rip everything down like a maniac. There's a lot of stuff that needs to be put in my dresser and a lot of stuff that needs to be put in Beeb's dresser. And I'm just throwing the hair ties on the ground. They're absolutely fucking everywhere. And I'll deal with those in a moment as well. But for now, all of my bullshit, hopefully you can't see my hairy armpits, all of my bullshit clothes can be moved to the ground. Okay, so I moved all the clothes to the floor and now I'm gonna work on this disaster. So I moved you guys a little bit lower so I can kind of film what I'm doing up here. I have like a lot of little boxes full of just absolute junk. So I'm also gonna find somewhere to put those. Like this is full of like art supplies and pencils and bullshit. So I'm gonna put all of that on the, not the top, but the shelf under. I have this porcelain horse that used to be in my sister's room in our first house in my hometown, that we lived in until I was 14. So I'm gonna put this somewhere as well, probably just on the top shelf. It is broken, it's missing a leg, so if it wasn't missing a leg, I would display it, but unfortunately, it is. I have just like random shit, a bunch of important papers I need to put away. This is Beeb's Beats case. I have like random jewelry, like a ring and earring, a remote for X-rated items. So there is important papers on that shelf, so I'm gonna try not to show them. But my books are organized. I did that a while ago. Beeb's added a couple of books in here as well. I have one more of my Colleen Hoover books. She's my favorite author, so I'm just going to put that there. Next, I'm going to move up here and organize my important papers, and then I'm going to put both sets of my scriptures. That one I got when I was baptized, and my mom got me that when I was 12. That one is the quadruple button snap, like the smaller, so it's the Book of Mormon and the Bible in one. And I'm going to move those down here with the books. Okay, Beebs is going to be kind of upset. He won't literally be upset, I'm being dramatic. But he's been looking for our giant nail clippers because his nails are thick as fuck. And they were with all my junk buried in the back of the closet. So, sorry, my love. Flashback to when I smoked weed. God, I miss it. I also found one of my favorite lip products. This is the NYX Butter Gloss in Sorbet. So I have two folders full of like important stuff. This one my dad gave me for important documents when I moved in with him when I came back to Utah. Documents, papers, pieces of mail that I need, random shit, but most of it's important. And then this one is mostly like medical documents. As you can see, I got it when I was in the hospital. So both of these are full of important stuff, so I'm just going to keep those up there. And I actually sort of changed my mind. I'm going to leave the scriptures on this shelf. I'm just going to move them on top of there. I have this old empty essential oil bottle that I washed out that I put kinetic sand in for when I have incense. I stick them in there and they sit in the sand. Now I'm going to pick up all of these hair ties. I guess this turned into like a closet clean out video. So I found about 10, 15 creaseless hair ties and a scrunchie. So I'm going to put these in the bathroom with the rest of them. My aunt got me a pack of like 400 of them, dead ass, so they're fucking everywhere. I also threw a few in my purse because last night we were at dinner and I needed a hair tie. Luckily Beeb's sister had one, but you never know. Okay, now I'm gonna start hanging up all of the clothes that I threw on the floor. There's one of Beeb's jacket, his sock, obviously some of my socks, one of his shirts, my underwear. I don't know if the underwear are clean, so I'm just gonna throw them straight in the basket. Another random thing that I can show you guys. This shirt used to be my mom's. I kept 2 full garbage bags of her stuff after she passed away, like her clothes. A lot of it I ended up donating. Like, I asked my sister if she wanted what she wanted, so she took everything that she liked and I took everything that I liked, and then we donated the rest. I figured my mom would want us to give it to someone who needs it instead of keeping it, letting it collect dust. So this was one of her t-shirts. It's like one of my favorites. I cut it into a crop top and it just reminds me of her a lot. Luckily I have like literally probably over 200 extra hangers, so I don't think we're gonna run out. I'm just hanging everything up and putting it on this rack for now, and then I will move it all to my rack of the closet when I'm done. I just don't want to like overwhelm myself. Fun fact about me, I get very overwhelmed very easily, and if anyone can attest to that, it would be Beebs. He knows better than anyone how often that switch gets flipped within me. So I like to do things a certain way so I don't get overwhelmed. Life hack: if your boyfriend has really bulky, heavy jackets that button and you're trying to hang it up and you don't want to sit there and spend 10 minutes buttoning every single button, with Beebs' stuff, I usually just button the second button. That way it stays on the hanger. That's just what I found to be easiest. And I'm going to call out Beebs here for a second. He is horrible about hanging his jackets up. They either sit on the back of the bar stools for 3 weeks or they're on the floor in this very closet. Beebs wears the same PJ pants for a few nights in a row. So these are the ones he wore last night. So I'm just going to fold them and put them on this shelf for him. Same with his PJ shirt for the next few days. I love the smell of his clothes. In the morning, he always leaves me his shirt to snuggle with, which, relationship goals, am I wrong? You're gonna look at me and tell me I'm wrong? Have you guys seen that video? If I get inserted, I will. It's my lifeline. Beebs got this shirt from his work. Like, it's for like a pickleball tournament, and it has a pickle on it. So, definitely one of my faves as of right now. I fucking love pickles. So, I've actually kind of overdid it, and I can tell because I'm getting nauseous. I know my limits when it comes to my heart. I think the nausea is a warning that I'm almost at my limit. So I'm going to take a little bit of a break. I have a hair tie to put away and one of Beebs' socks. And I will come back in a few minutes. In the interim, I'll show you what it looks like now. That is fucking ridiculous. Anyway, we have all of our blankets over here. Beebs has his ties. That's my shirt that I forgot to move. But it looks so much better than it did. Obviously, now it's clean. Everything's out of the way. The shelves are organized. And there's just a bunch of bullshit up there. But no one really pays attention to that when they walk in. So, and while we wait, Ruby is being good. Indy likes to go out on the balcony and be a watchdog. So that's what she's doing. I'm going to get some water. Try to take a break for a second. And then I'm going to come back and do like the floor of the actual bedroom. And I'll vacuum the bedroom and the closet. I think it's mostly the cramps that are making me nauseous. But nonetheless, I'm going to get a giant glass, literally giant glass of ice water. I've been trying to drink more water, so. Obviously a surplus of ice. and let this giant, ridiculous glass fill up. This glass was actually Beeb's dad's glass. So, hi, Indy girl. And I always drink my water with a straw because my teeth are extremely sensitive. You should always be drinking water, whether you like it or not. I needed that. Taking our goblet of ice water into the bedroom, back into the closet. I'm gonna take a little bit longer, drink some of my water, and then we will continue. So while I hydrate a little bit, I mentioned earlier in my vlog that last night we went out to dinner for Reagan's birthday. We went out to the Old Spaghetti Factory in Trolley Square in Salt Lake City. It was so good. One of our close friends was there with his daughter, and then obviously Reagan, Beeb's brother and his wife, and me and Beebs. So it was definitely a fun time. Beebs got chicken breast, like diced chicken breast, fettuccine alfredo with mushrooms and broccoli. And I just got regular, plain old fettuccine alfredo with Parmesan, and I added mushrooms. And Beebs actually had a free birthday meal, so one of our plates was free. Oh my god, I love water. Borderline brain freeze. The water is already making me feel better. So I'm gonna give myself a couple more minutes and then I will continue. You guys saw me take Midol if you watched my vlog earlier, but it sucks because I can't take another one for 12 hours. So I'm gonna have to suffer. If I need to, I can take Tylenol on top of it, but I don't want to overload myself with pain relief. And I get super paranoid when it comes to medication, that I double check about 5 times to make sure it's safe to take one medication with the other. There's honestly not much to do as far as the bedroom itself. I tried to pick up the other night a little bit. I have some junk in that corner, sweatpants, more fucking hair ties on the floor. I don't know where they all came from, or how they got all over the floor. But like, it's mostly clean. I'm gonna move that basket of laundry that I just created into the laundry room. And then I'm gonna fold Beeb's Minky. He doesn't sleep with it every night, so I'm gonna fold it and put it somewhere tucked away in the closet. And if he wants it, he can obviously get it back out. This blanket is the most giant fucker I've ever seen in my life. And it's fucking heavy too. My Minky, my blue one that you guys have seen, it's for a twin bed, so it's not nearly as big. My aunt got that for me during my heart attack situation. So I made good use of the empty shelf, and I just put Beeb's blanket there so it's easily accessible for him. And now I'm gonna move that into the laundry room. Don't mind my dirty underwear, everyone has them. I'm gonna put this bone, we got this at PetSmart, and the dogs love it, Indy especially. As you can tell, it's fucking gross, but they love it. So I'm gonna put this in the dog basket. I pick bones up a million times a day. I've said this before, but we'll check on Indy while we're at it. She likes to be a watchdog. What are you looking at, Indy? She's learning slowly, but she's a good girl. So I shut that door because I don't want to freeze myself out. I might feed the dogs so they have something to do while I clean. They're both being pretty good, but yeah, I just don't want them to be in my face while I'm trying to get stuff done. So I just figured it might give them something to do. We usually feed them at night, but sometimes I switch it up. Okay, now I'm gonna move that giant laundry basket to the laundry room. So I picked up that laundry basket, I'm out of breath, moved it to the, what's it called, laundry room, and I picked up all the loose bullshit clothes off the floor. Now I'm gonna work on picking up all the little shit and garbage and whatever anything that's on the floor. And then I have clean sweatpants that I wore for a minute the other day to fold. And then I'm gonna vacuum. But I have an audience, so love that for me. You guys have seen these before, but my sister ordered these for her and they were too small off of Amazon, I believe. And they are Nike. They're like this cream color. I love these. They have the cinched ankles. They fit me so well. They are still clean, like I said. So I'm going to throw these in the closet. My dresser that my stepmom gave me, the drawers aren't very deep, so it is practically full to the brim. So I'm just going to throw these in the closet with Beeb's pajamas. I feel like literally so much better with the closet clean. Like, you guys have no idea. I'm one of the people in this world that does not fuck with a dirty environment, especially like my living quarters. Is like most of all my bedroom, I would say. And after I vacuum and take care of the floor, I'm gonna work on Beeb's dresser because it's messy like every other day. And then I'm gonna take Clorox wipes and wipe down the surface of, not really my dresser because it's loaded full of shit on the surface, but I'm gonna wipe down Beeb's dresser and both of the nightstands. I found the cap to my inhaler, so that's great. So I found a lot of garbage. I also pulled up my long ass weave because I was getting very, very hot. So this and this, we usually keep the cups, but this one we've had for a few days, so I'll throw it away. Here's the gazillion and two, last of the gazillion and two, I should say, hair ties, and I just put them, all the extras that I found around our soap. Holy shit, I'm sweating. My cramps are getting worse too. So I basically got the bigger shit, or like anything that will fuck up the vacuum, picked up. So now the floor is clean and it's time to actually go in with the vacuum. I'm also gonna put my booties on the shoe rack. These are like my favorite boots, by the way. I got these when I started beauty school in 2018 because the dress code was all black. They're like velvet suede booties. Put these, I usually just put them on top because they don't really fit down there. Back to the bedroom to vacuum. It would be nice if I would actually retrieve the vacuum before I get all excited. This vacuum kicks absolute ass, by the way. So I'm gonna use this, obviously. And I'm a freak about shutting doors behind me, so we're gonna do that as well. Vacuum time! My least favorite part of vacuuming is undoing and redoing the cord when you're done. And this one in particular is even more of a pain in the ass because it doesn't have the little like hooks to hook it onto on the back like most vacuums do. But I'm also not complaining because this is a Shark vacuum and it has like the rotating end so you can get in corners and stuff. And it suctions obviously like a boss. So I'm gonna start from the door and work my way in. So I moved Ruby's bed into the hallway while I do this, and I'm also gonna move this Coca-Cola coin jar that Beebs has into the closet because I don't really like where it's at, so we're gonna put it there. Okay, this section is done. All the black shit you guys saw before was like indie hair and partly Ruby hair from when we give her haircuts. Now everything that the vacuum didn't pick up, I'm going to pick up myself. A Skittle, love that. And like I said, now I'm gonna work my way in. So Beebs has a fuck ton of cords because he has that power anchor thing with a bunch of outlets. So I moved all of his cords up on his nightstand. Obviously now I can move them back down since the floor is done. But now I only have like this area and my side. I personally do a lot of passes just to make sure everything is off the floor after I vacuum. so I don't have to put in double the effort picking up shit by hand. So I finished vacuuming the whole bedroom. My cramps are so bad, they're literally all the way down to my ankles. I'm not even joking. So I'm gonna put all of Beeb's stuff back in that corner, and then obviously put all the cords back on the floor, clean off his nightstand, put all that away. Probably fill his cup and put it in the fridge for tonight. He just had like a backpack and his new coding computers case slash lap desk that he got at Sam's Club. So I'm going to put that over there, and then I'll work on the nightstands and his messy ass dresser. Okay, so I just put his computer case there, and then I ended up hanging the backpack in the closet on a hanger right here. We would usually hang it in the coat closet, but I'm actually going to clean that as well. So I just put it in there. Now I'm going to work on the nightstands and then the dresser, and then I will make the bed. This is more cardio than I've done in probably 3 weeks. I have a valid excuse, okay? I was sicker than a fucking dog. Okay, I cleared everything off of Beeb's nightstand, and I'm gonna go in with the Clorox wipes. I fucking hate how moist the lower Clorox wipes are, like in the bottom of the container. Like, look at that. Ridiculous. I'm just gonna wipe everything down. Look how fucking gross that is. You don't realize how dirty shit gets. And it's like dirt and grime that you can't even notice when you look at it. So I moved all the bullshit on my nightstand to the bed. I'm gonna use the same Clorox wipe and just do the same thing I did on Beeb's nightstand. Just wipe it off. And then I'll take that to the garbage momentarily. But now I'm gonna put everything, my nail just lifted, love that. I'm gonna put everything back on my nightstand. And I don't have goddamn nail glue, so I don't know what I'm gonna do about this. So it turns out it was just the polish. So the tip is still on. So I'm just gonna leave it like that. I'm not gonna bother gluing the polish layer back on. I should probably get my nails filled soon anyway, so that won't bother me for another week or so. Anyway, back to what I was doing. Crisis averted. I'm going to put everything back where it was. This is my junk container. You guys have seen that before. This was an old candle that we got at Sam's Club that we burnt ridiculously fast. Obviously plug my phone charger back in. And I have to put my heat pad away, but also I probably won't because of my cramps. And I definitely plan on laying down when I'm done here. Okay, now I'm gonna move on to the dresser, which is probably, other than the closet, the worst part. They're waiting for me. I moved Ruby's bed, but she's laying in it now, so I'm probably gonna leave it there until Beebs gets home. She hasn't even been sleeping in our room anyway, so probably just gonna leave it there or put it out here somewhere. But Indy Cam, Ruby Cam. I'm really pissed about that. I was so convinced that it was my whole nail, but it wasn't. So also, Ruby did that number to the corner of my nail. It chipped the polish off on the corner. Both doggos, both of them. I'm so proud of myself, y'all. This never fucking happens. I obviously try to make it happen as often as I can, but everyone slacks sometimes. Both dogs are still accompanying me. Ruby, Indy. Thumbnail. Beebs has a dish on his dresser, and I had a dish on my nightstand, so I'm gonna take those out to the sink. I try to do things in an orderly fashion so I don't stress myself out, but it doesn't always work. We did the dishes literally last night, and this is what it's looking like. So maybe that's something I'll do in this video, but probably not. Back with my partner in crime. So I'm pretty quickly moving through the surface of the dresser and putting everything of his on the bed that can stay on the surface. Most of the like loose shit that's just laying around I'm gonna put in his drawers, which I've already done most of it. So now I'm gonna wipe down all of the stuff that's staying on the surface, like this Matco mini toolbox. But I am gonna set that aside while I do the main surface of the dresser. All right, I'm on to pretty much the last step, which is wiping down the surface of the dresser with same thing I did with the nightstands, just with a Clorox wipe, trying to get it as clean as possible. Beebs has had this dresser for a while, and it's a really nice dresser, so I'd like it to stay nice, because I don't know if you know this, but bedroom sets are expensive. Okay, so I wiped down the toolbox, but like I mentioned, the Clorox wipes are ridiculously moist, so I'm gonna get a towel, like a hand towel, and dry everything off, including the surface of the dresser, just so it's not all streaky. So much better, eh? And like I said, I wiped this little thing down, so I'm gonna dry that off as well. So now I'm in the process of putting everything back. I just wiped down his little watch display box. Just gonna put that in the middle, make it look aesthetically pleasing, if you know what I mean. So Beebs had like a dinosaur egg, kind of like the one you guys have seen that was my mom's. And I had this little thing, so I put that on there. So that's what that's looking like. Okay, so this is the finished dresser. I'm actually gonna hang a hook for Beebs on that side of his dresser for like his lanyards, and then that Disney thing that he got with all of his pins on it. So I'm gonna hang that, and then I'm actually gonna throw that away. That's from my old job. But this is what the finished product looks like. Okay, so I got rid of the visor, put that beanie back over there. Now I'm gonna hang a hook for those. I didn't realize how long this would take me, y'all. Now I'm gonna grab the hammer and all of the nails and stuff. So we borrowed this hammer from my dad. It was just an old one he had laying around. And then I'm gonna use one of those bigger hooks. I don't need no man, I'm a handy woman. So this is the hook I went with. Obviously a longer nail, and now I'm gonna center it on the wall and hammer it in. So I did that in like 5 seconds. It's really easy. Now I'm gonna hang these two. He got this for his birthday from his good friend Frank. So I'm gonna hang these up. And there is the finished product. So to anyone, man or woman, that doesn't work, that has a partner who works all day, for me, something important to me, and maybe this will be a tip to anyone out there who's in my situation that's not working, whether that's because of health like me or something different, I like to do something productive to make life easier on my partner every chance I get, because he's working hard all day. I want him to come home to a clean environment that he doesn't have to stress out when he gets home. And just so we always have wipes, like cleaning wipes in here, I'm gonna throw them in the closet, just wherever I can find room. We have a bunch of rolls of Clorox wipes, and we keep all of our spare cleaning and like laundry dishwasher detergent in the laundry room on the shelves. Okay, bedroom is done. I will show you the finished bedroom. I just have to make the bed, but I might wait on that because I do want to lay down. My cramps are making me not feel the best. Like, this is a lot for me with heart failure, but I'm always proud of myself for getting it done. So I decided to wait on the bed, but I will give you guys a tour. So obviously this is our bedroom tour. You walk in, I will turn the big light on. We have obviously Ruby's bed. You guys saw the finished closet. I ended up moving that and that in here just so they're put away. So that's all taken care of. Move in this way. This is now all cleared out. There's nothing here anymore. This is as organized as it's gonna get. Forgot to put this up there. Whoopsies. But that's that side. You guys saw Beeb's dresser is all clean. My dresser has been organized. I have my little shelf and my side. So I do have almost 40 minutes of footage, but I will give you guys a like silent overview, and then that's gonna be all for this video. So that was my little cleaning day. It turned out to just be a closet clean out and cleaning the bedroom. It needed to be deep cleaned like that for a while, so I decided to get it done today. I hope this gave you guys some inspiration to be productive throughout the day. It always feels good to clean, so I hope you guys can get the motivation like I did today to do the same. But I love you guys. Obviously, like I always say, don't forget to always express what you're thankful for. Drink your water, take your meds, and if your posture's bad, fix it. And until next time, I will see you guys soon. Bye. Mwah.